The movie begins as a group of students are protesting against the Japanese military occupying over Shanghai. Soon, a group of people in uniforms who are Japanese clan show up and go to class where other students are learning. They barge in and order Chen Zhen to come out. The teacher stops them and tells them to go. The leader of the clan takes the teacher's glass and stomps on it. One of the students gets in between, but the leader pushes him against the table. A girl named Mitsuko angrily tells them to stop attacking but threatens he will beat her too. Chen Zhen gets in between, and the leader starts counting for him to move away. Soon, a fight breaks out between Chen Zhen and the clan. Chen Zhen beats them all before Fumino Funakoshi, who is a sensei, and also Mitsuko's uncle shows up. Mitsuko and Chen Zhen are in a romantic relationship. Fumino Funakoshi is impressed with Chen Zhen and asks who his master is. Chen Zhen learns that his master was killed in a match with a Japanese group called Akutagawa. Chen Zhen immediately decides to leave for Shanghai. Mitsuko tells him she will wait for him, but he tells her he won't be back until the Japanese soldiers leave Shanghai. Chen Zhen makes it to Shanghai and takes a carriage after telling he's headed to the Jingwu school. The man tells him it's better he finds another school since the master died. Once he makes it inside, he finds the master's son, Ting An, practicing with a student. He welcomes him, and Uncle No asks how he heard about the death. After paying his respects, Chen Zhen leaves that he'll avenge the master's killer. Chen Zhen goes to the Japanese dojo to fight Akutagawa. He gets into their compound and introduces himself before asking to see Akutagawa. One of the students tries to get him out, but he slaps him to the floor. Suddenly, all the other students run to attack him, but he beats them all one by one. Another student tries to beat him with a stick, but Chen Zhen beats him and demands to see their master. Their master, Akutagawa, shows up and declares that they will fight openly, but if one of them dies, there will be no revenge. The match begins, and Chen Zhen defeats him by beating him brutally and breaking his fingers. Chen Zhen leaves the room without a sweat. As Chen Zhen leaves the compound, he finds his old classmates from Jingwu. The Japanese General Fujita arrives and tells them arrogantly to leave. Chen Zhen decides to do an autopsy on the master's corpse, assuming that the master was poisoned. Since Chen Zhen easily beat Akutagawa, he is certain Master Huo Yuanjia didn't die from the match. Uncle No tries to stop the autopsy, but finally gives in. The doctor confirms that the master was poisoned. Soon everyone starts to wonder who would do such a thing to the master, but couldn't figure it out. Uncle No thinks someone from Jingwu did it and accuses people from the kitchen, but Chen Zhen stops the disruption and sits to eat with them. Chen Zhen teaches them some of the special moves he knows. People come to learn from him after hearing how he fights and that he beat the Akutagawa. Akutagawa goes to General Fujita to confront him about the poison. He asks if it's true, and General Fujita admits he has done it in order to stop the Chinese resistance. Akutagawa gets angry and tries to attack General Fujita, but he kills him by breaking his back in front of the ambassador. Uncle No reminds Chen Zhen that Ting An is still the master there, and that he shouldn't keep showing the students his moves. The next day, Chen Zhen goes jogging. Akutagawa's students find Akutagawa by the door and get angry. They all gather and go to Jingwu for a fight. Once they arrive at the Jingwu and ask Ting An to hand over Chen Zhen as he is accused of killing Akutagawa. One of Akutagawa's students suggests that they fight it out, and a fight breaks out between Akutagawa students and Jingwu students. Akutagawa's students attack the school, but soon the local police arrive and it comes to a stop. Chen Zhen soon arrives and a commotion arises, but the police arrest Chen Zhen to question him. Inside a court, the captain betrays Chen Zhen, and he has to stand defense for himself. The witness of the Akutagawa students falsely confirms that they have seen Chen Zhen kill Akutagawa by stabbing him in the chest. Chen Zhen tells the court that he was at Jingwu. Soon, a witness arrives for Chen Zhen, and it is Mitsuko. She gives her word saying that Chen Zhen was with her in a hotel room and that they are in love. Jingwu students whispered how Chen Zhen could fool around with a Japanese girl. The judge closes the case, and they all go home. Chen Zhen brings Mitsuko with him to Jingwu, and Uncle No scolds him, saying they sent him to Japan to go to school, not to fall in love with a Japanese woman. They tell him that she is not welcome and that they both can leave. Mitsuko mentions to him that she has never betrayed or dishonored him, and she's not as they claim her to be. The students begin to argue about whether she should stay or not. Therefore, Ting-an declares that there is a rivalry between the two of them and that Chen Zhen wants to be the master of Jingwu. He then tells Chen Zhen to fight him for the position. The fight takes place, and Chen Zhen tries to show Ting-an he doesn't want to hurt him. However, Chen Zhen wins in the end, and Ting-an gives up Jingwu to him. Chen Zhen declines politely and tells him all he wants is Mitsuko to stay with him. He then bows to his master as an honor and leaves with her to get a hotel. He finds a place, but the tenants and the hotel owner yell at them to leave by calling him a traitor for dating a Japanese. Mitsuko and Chen Zhen stay in a cottage where she gets scared by mice. He tells her that he thought she would like living there, and she tells him she will get used to it. She tells him that she knows Jingwu is like his family and that he needs to stay with his family. As the students of Jingwu are having a meal, Akutagawa's students show up and leave a message from Funakoshi to Ting-an. He issues a challenge to Chen Zhen. Uncle No sends the students to go and find Ting-an since he's been gone after losing the fight with Chen Zhen. The cook at the Jingwu calls out one of the students and asks about his money. The chief is the one who killed Huo Yuanjia by poisoning his food after making a deal with the Japanese. The student strangles him and leaves him hanging off the roof. Uncle No and the captain learn that the cook is the one who killed him. The captain then goes out to find Ting-an on his own. A woman comes to the Jingwu and informs Uncle No of the whereabouts of Ting-an. They follow her to a place where prostitutes live. Uncle No explains the challenge that's offered by Funakoshi. Chen Zhen can't fight because Ting-an represents them, and he should be the one who fights. Ting-an agrees, and Uncle No tells him not to leave his girl there, but to take her with him. Once at home, Ting-an starts practicing for the fight, but he seems to lose focus, which is a confusion for the students. General Fujita and Funakoshi talk, and the general tells him that he knows about Chen Zhen and Mitsuko, but Funakoshi warns him to keep his niece out of this. Funakoshi pays a visit to Mitsuko and Chen Zhen's hut. He asks if they are married and is relieved when she tells him they're not yet. He then asks Chen Zhen what his master has taught him, and soon they start to fight. The wind is blowing and they both cover their eyes with a blindfold as they continue to fight. The battle ends in a draw, and Funakoshi is impressed by Chen Zhen's skills. He tells him that if he learns to adapt his opponent's moves, he will always be unbeatable. He tells him since their challenge is over, he is now going back to Japan. He tells him he will be fighting General Fujita and how powerful he is. Funakoshi informs the ambassador of the intentions of General Fujita and how he wants to conquer the whole of China. The ambassador thinks it's not possible and gives a metaphorical example, but soon learns that a war would be unavoidable with people like General Fujita. Ting-an goes to see Chen Zhen and meets Mitsuko instead. She invites him in and serves him tea. He asks if they're happy, and she tells him they are. At that moment, Chen Zhen arrives home. They go outside and talk. Ting-an asks if he's practicing, and Chen Zhen admits that he misses Jingwu, but he has a new life now. Ting-an tells him his girlfriend is now living with him, and that he can bring Mitsuko to Jingwu too. Chen Zhen argues, saying that they will not accept Mitsuko there because she is Japanese. Mitsuko hides and listens to their conversation. Ting-an shows him the new style he has learned, and Chen Zhen joins him to show that he knows the moves too. Ting-an tells him he will be fighting the next day, and he makes him promise to teach the technique to the other students. Chen Zhen goes back to the hut to find a letter from Mitsuko. She wrote that she had decided to return home. She understands the importance of the fight for him and doesn't want to make him lose his cause by staying with him and holding him back. General Fujita practices for the fight at his place on the day it will happen. Ting-an also gets ready and leaves alone, but Chen Zhen shows up and offers to go with him. General Fujita learns that Funakoshi left that morning, but orders that the fights will still happen and that he will handle the matter on his own. Chen Zhen and Ting-an arrive at General Fujita, and he tells them he has something to show them. He calls out the student who killed the cook at Jingwu and tells them how he and the cook took a bribe to kill Master Huo Yuanjia. He then shoots him right in the head while they are watching. He shows them a sign that says Jingwu is closed and tells them they have to defeat him to keep the school open. Ting An runs towards him, but the general throws him with just his one hand. Ting An tries to fight, but soon gets weak, and Chen Zhan takes over as he sits in the corner. Through the fight, General Fujita takes the upper hand and starts to get arrogant about it. Chen Zhen remembered what Funakoshi told him about adapting his opponent's moves. In this round, Chen Zhen throws most of the kicks and makes the general bleed. They go outside as they keep the fight going. Chen Zhen is injured, and General Fujita advances on the fight. He fixes his broken arm and beats General Fujita till he can't get up from the floor. Chen Zhen goes over to Ting An and asks if he is okay before he decides to take him with him. As they are about to leave, General Fujita takes a sword and stabs Ting An's arm and continues to attack Chen Zhen. Chen Zhen takes off his belt and defends himself with it. The general is weak, but still gets up to fight. Chen Zhen finally uses his belt to guide the sword to the general's neck and slices him. As they are about to leave, the general's soldiers rush in and see that their boss is dead. The ambassador soon joins them, and they inform him about the death. The police arrive, and they all pull out their guns, but the Japanese soldier tells them to put down their weapons. The captain informs him that Chen Zhen and Ting An are Chinese and under their custody. The ambassador tells everyone to hold their fires and tells them the situation should be handled peacefully. The Japanese ambassador demands to know who killed the general and to hold that person responsible. Chen Zhen takes the responsibility to keep China from going to war. He then leaves Shanghai to be with Mitsuko,